I'm sure many people are going to think, well, here we go. He's not going to say anything very positive about Impact. Well, I will be saying things that are positive about Impact. For the most part, this wasn't a bad show at all. Until the end, where I'm going to say right now, before I get started with anything, if you don't like what I'm about to say, fuck yourself. I'm saying it now. I don't care if you get mad in the comments. I don't care if you disagree with me. You can give me valid reasons why I'm wrong, which I will comment to you and say, this is the reason why I'm acting like this. Give me a reason why I'm wrong. If you give me a fair reason, I'll say, okay, you sound pretty fair. But if I'm right, you can't give me a reason because the decisions they made for this show, for the ending, was stupid. It pissed my ass off. And I'm not talking about the quality of the match. I'll get to that in a few minutes. But I'm telling you right now, I'm ripping Impact a new one because it deserves it. And if you don't like it, kiss my black ass. You don't want to watch me? Don't see me again. You leave comments saying, you stupid fucker. You know what? I don't normally remove videos. I won't. Unless you really piss me off, and then I will. No, I'd rather not. I'm not the type that likes to remove videos, but someone is. Someone does it. But whether you believe me or not, I don't care. Let's get to the show, shall we? We had a tables match. Morrissey versus Brian Myers versus a Matt Cardona versus a Chelsea Green, eventually coming out as well. This had a little bit of interest in it because they did briefly comment about him going to AEW. That shows that since this was pre-taped, remember, it was pre-taped before the AEW appearance of Morrissey. They added that in. Thank you. It is good to see they did that. In fact, somewhere during the night, they did also talk about what's going on with New Japan Pro Wrestling and adding a little bit of what's been going on there. Of course, they're on the same network, so they did add a little bit extra. But they did that because Bullet Club is a part of Impact right now, just like it is in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So cross-promoting the same faction is actually a good thing. It shows cohesion. You need cohesion if there's the same faction going between two companies that are within the same country. It's good. That's a good thing to see. So, well, not in the same country. You know what I mean. There's some that are stationed here in the United States, New Japan Pro Strong, and they're also the main show, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Some of them go over there, they do their video stuff over there, and then they come back here, they do New Japan Pro Strong, and then they come to Impact Wrestling, which is fine. That's good to see. In the end, who won? It is pretty much Morrissey. He did finally get what he wanted. He finally got his revenge. Now the question is going to be what are they going to do with him next. Now I still don't know if he's signed or not. Anybody keeps saying he's signed. I don't believe it. He said it himself, who gives a damn, it's none of your business. That could mean either one. So unless he's truly signed and there's true proof, since we don't got it, and I'm saying it again, we don't got it. Being told does not mean it's true. It's going to count on how long he's going to be seen on the show. If he went over to AEW for a one-off, that could mean easily he's not signed, and that is just he comes in for tapings. Unlike Deonna Purrazzo, who is, from what I understand, still signed, and she did that one-off, which pissed my ass off last night. That was only 8 minutes long, with freaking commercials in between. It should have been way longer, and they only gave it 8 minutes with commercials on top of it. Well, actually, it wasn't like that. It was 4 minutes of commercials, and then 8 minutes of nothing. Not they didn't do a good job, but still, they deserve better. Now, let's go to Deonna Purrazzo. Let's get this done. Deonna Purrazzo with, how can I say this, with the vid pack between her and the Taya Valkyrie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It is leading the next couple of days going into Under Siege. Of course, that's what's going on. I'm glad to see the Reina title is still being represented on Impact Wrestling. It's actually a good thing. to see that AAA believes in Impact Wrestling enough to say, okay, we're going to let you keep our title, but they got to also come back home. Whoever's there got to do double work, and they're letting it happen. So I'm glad to see that a little bit of another company is added to Impact. It does give it something a little more. It could mean a little more special if they did a vid pack from AAA, like what, Triple Mania. I haven't seen it yet still. I have not had the chance to see Triple Mania 30. I haven't seen it yet, or any part of it yet. I have not even had a chance to sit down and do it. So I'm not saying I would record it. I would just watch it and see how I feel about it. But it would be good for AAA to let them show a little bit of their own content, or at least mention a little bit more about their own people that is promoted on their show. I'm just saying. Now, we still don't know who's coming in, but they are coming in Under Siege. They've targeted EY has been targeted. A Moose has been targeted. I believe Eddie Edwards has been targeted. We don't know who it is until Under Siege. So I don't know who it is. I'm not even going to try to know. I want to just be surprised. So don't, if you already know, please don't tell me. Don't. I'd rather not know. I'd rather be surprised. It gives me more fun. Okay? And Shirai and Raj, I'm about to say Raju. Shirai and Raj dealing with Gunja. The question's going to be, where are they going with this? And where does this lead Gunja? Will it give him something going forward? Maybe going into the X division. Maybe tagging with somebody. I know you're going to say, oh no, not Shirai and him, please. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying that he needs to do something next to having to deal with Shirai and Raj. I'm just saying. Now, next match. That is, I know people are not going to be fond of me saying this, but when it came to Rocky Romero versus Ace, that match was sloppy. It was sloppy. Now, mind you, I like Rocky. I think he's interesting. I still think Ace Austin is still good as long as he's in a certain role. But this match didn't make any sense. It was sloppy. And then you got to worry about Mike Bailey. What is Mike Bailey going to be doing, particularly if Ace does not win it Under Siege? What was the point of giving it to Ace? I'm sorry. Trey should have dropped the damn title to a Mike Bailey if Ace doesn't retain. I'm just saying, this is the way I see it. Ace won. Of course, he has to win because they're going Under Siege. But that was a damn sloppy match. Dude, guys, there was one spot, and I'm not a spot guy, but it was not a good spot for Rocky. Rocky wanted to do a hurricanrana off of the ring skirt onto Ace, onto the floor, and Ace was supposed to grab him as he does his hurricanrana move to let himself swing around so he wouldn't take the full impact of the floor. And he did. So Ace did not do his job properly. Rock took a solid hit. Whack! That was not good. And then you see Rock messed up Ace as well. So they were sloppy between each other. I'm just saying. Now, here's a match that I know people are going to say, dude, you just must hate her. No, I don't. You got Marsha Slamovich versus a jobber that I cannot remember her name from Baltimore. Oh, you see them in my face. Why should you care? I'm saying this to you legitimately, and I don't want to hear someone saying this is another Goldberg. She's not Goldberg. I'm sorry. She is not Goldberg. You want to dream of her being Goldberg? Fine. But she ain't. You want to know who's a real Goldberg? You want to know who could easily be a Goldberg? Guess who? Camille can be damn Goldberg. If she didn't talk like she did when she first started NWA Power. I haven't seen Power. I've had almost no time to see NWA Power. But when you see a Camille, who is, when they call her the Brick House, she is truly the damn Brick House. That would easily be a Goldberg. She has the features, the look, the strength, and the attitude of a Goldberg when she first started NWA. If she came to Impact Wrestling, she could have been booked as a Goldberg because she has the look, she has the beauty, she has the physique, she has the movesets, and she would make more sense than Marsha Slamovich. I'm sorry. She's floating. And I don't like that. And I want to make this clear. I don't hate her. I hate that they're not doing anything with her. They do no backstage segments where she passes by people to show that she's there. Understand, if anybody said that's what they did with Goldberg, no. Not completely. Whatever you wish didn't happen 100% in WCW. In the 90s when Goldberg was there, he wasn't always seen in the back, but in other times he was seen in the back, either walking past somewhere or questioned, and he said nothing. That happened with Goldberg in WCW. So don't tell me shit about WCW and Goldberg never talking. He didn't always need to talk. He just needed to be seen to be understood. That wasn't just in the ring. It was also in the damn back. So bullshit on y'all. And that was during the time when I could barely see WCW or WWE or ECW. I knew about that. So don't tell me. Let's move on. Bullet Club versus Willie and the Rich Swann. Was a good match, but it really didn't mean a lot for Willie and for Rich. I'm kind of feeling like they're kind of floating themselves. I'm kind of upset. They're probably doing work on BTI. I still don't watch BTI. I don't have the time. I always tend to forget when I'm working on something. So I always forget to watch BTI before Impact. So if they're doing more work on BTI than they are doing on the main roster, on Impact, this Impact Zone, it hurts because they need more tag teams to be seen. But if they're doing more work in a pre-show, what is the point? This was all about Honor No More going after Bullet Club, which leads to Under Siege. That's what it was. Now, gotta say one thing though. Seeing how the match went, when it came to Jay White and to Chris Bay. Chris still is one of the best, smoothest wrestlers they have on the damn roster. I don't say this often. I don't. Because I am a Chris Bay fan. I may not say it much, but I like Chris Bay. I really do like him. But the point is that he should have already been a tag team champion already when he was with Hikuleo or when he was El Fantasma. What was El Fantasma? If I'm remembering his name. It's been so long since I've seen the guy who's going to be Under Siege. I forgot his name. You'll probably tell me below and I'll go, oh damn, that's what his name is. I was so screwed up. But point is, he should have already been a tag champion already. He's been an X Division champion. He should have already been a tag champion. I'm just saying. Now, I also could mention about what happened with Rich, possibly trying to go after the Digital Media Championship. I'm going to leave that because that's still a question of where they're going to go with that. But it is still good to see it is being defended on the main show instead of like on the internet and maybe BTI. At least they now have a undercard title. Finally, a undercard title, which gives time. And I got to say this. We've been screaming for a new title for a while. The Digital Media Championship was left on BTI or only when Impact Plus was being done. Now that they brought it to the main roster, thank you, Impact Wrestling. I'm giving them praise. They realized they made a mistake and leaving it only for the internet instead of putting it in Impact Zone. They need to have it on the show more. They need to elevate the X Division, here, main title, X Division, Digital Media Championship. That is what it should be. The X Division should not be here. It should now be here. It should be the mid-card title, so it would give you a reason to go to the main title. That's what the Digital Media Championship should be from now on. Now, I'm hoping they'll go there, but do I believe that? I can't say yes or no, because I just got to wait and see. Now, Macklin versus Tomohiro Ishii. This kind of felt like what happened with Samoa Joe and Minoru Suzuki. Or Minoru Suzuki. Sorry, not Mozuki. Suzuki. it kind of mirrored it a little bit. I'm not saying it was exactly the same. No, it ain't the same. The styles were a bit different. Yes, it was very physical, but we are talking about a Steve Maclin who is not of the caliber of Samoa Joe. We're talking about Tomoru Ishii, and pretty much Miru Suzuki, where both of them, for what I can understand, I still don't see Japanese wrestling much. They may be on par with each other. I'm sure they faced each other over the years easily. I don't know who's better. I don't know if Tomoru is better than Miru Suzuki. I don't know if Ishii is better than Suzuki. It's better that way. Getting their names mixed up. But honestly, I don't know who's better. But since you got two veterans of Japanese strong style wrestling dealing with two American wrestlers in two different companies, they kind of mirror one another. You had strong style in AEW, now you got strong style in Impact Wrestling. And it was a good match for what it was. There ain't no lie about it. It is a good match. I did enjoy it. And in the end, even though it did look like Maclin had to beat up a little bit of Ishii a lot more than normal to really make him feel like he was important going against the walking weapon, it looked good. And now I'll go to the walking weapon. The obligatory, and I'm doing this for the fans of the Josh Alexander. Enjoy his face. It's in my face. Love it, you motherfuckers. You hate his ass so much, I'm going to keep throwing him in your face, you bitch. That doesn't sound nice to say about that to somebody, but calling someone's kid numbnuts, this is what you get. This is what you get. Whoever deleted those other comments, thank you. Thank you for deleting comments. When it comes to someone calling a kid numbnuts, fuck you. That's not right. That's not cool. You doing this, whoever keeps doing it, keep it up. I'd rather see those comments deleted because that's a little kid. For you to do that, even as a joke, I'm sorry. No, I don't tolerate that. It is wrong. Now, the interview wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but we know Josh is not he's not good on the mic. We've always known this. Not every wrestler is great on the mic. Many are outstanding on the mic, like a Samoa Joe. And then there's a few who just are not. And he is someone leaning more towards not. You got not, you got great, you got somewhere in the middle. He's somewhere around here, but he's not here. He's here, somewhere a little bit like there. It's obvious. He's on the other scale. I've said it. I never said he was great. And I'm not going to say that Josh Alexander is great on the mic. But he did get his point across. And that's something people don't understand. Even if you're not good on the mic, you can need to get your point across, what you want to say. Not just how charismatic you can be. You got to be at least focused enough to make it mean something, even if you don't show a lot of charisma, which he did. Now, if there's anything left that I'm forgetting, now I could talk about Tasha Steele getting harassed by Havoc, but I'm going to leave that. And, they're in my face. What the hell was that? The Swingers Dungeon now does S&M way more than normal. When you see a Ziggy Dice getting smacked with a whip or one of those little switches, they could make it more better than this. You got them jobbed twice in such a horrible way. I don't really care. I'm just saying. But now it's time to rip a Impact Wrestling a new ass. The Monsters Ball. I checked. Now, this is something people don't understand. When I said, when was the last time a Monsters Ball was done? I wasn't talking about the women. We know the women did 2 Monsters Ball matches. One in 2019 and one in 2021. I admit I've forgotten what times it was. But I knew there was some matches with the women. I just couldn't remember when those matches were being done. But I had to go and check and see when it's the last time the men had a Monsters Ball match. 3 years. Eli Drake versus Abyss. The last match Abyss did before he generally headed over to WWE. That was 2018. No, 19. Sorry, not 2018. 2019. Sorry. It's been 3 years since we had a Monsters Ball match, and it was July. What was it? I think it was April or July of 2019 for the men. So it's been almost practically 3 years for the men. 3 years since the men last had a Monsters Ball match. So, no, it wasn't 3. That was for the women. I think it was earlier for them, for the men. I think it was maybe in May or June. So it's practically been 3 years for the men. And we do this. You're telling me, and understand, there's one image I'm putting in my face, I will show it in a minute, that I was outraged. Outraged. I was so fucking pissed off I was beginning to scream in this damn apartment. I was outraged on what had happened. The beginning of the match, they had, before the match happened, they said they locked both these men up in rooms in the arena for 24 hours so they would be hungry, thirsty, and angry. Which I'm going like, really? Okay. They really want to make this mean something, even though it should have been on Rebellion. Okay. They did that throughout the night. At least once or twice they did that. Then they finally released them. First Jonah was released. Then PCO was released. When PCO was finally released, Jonah attacked him. And they did not go to the ring at first. They started fighting with each other, up, into the ramp, into the ring. And then they went to commercial, because I saw the commercials. It was on Access TV. Anyone who got the app, you probably saw the entire thing in its entirety. But for people who did not have Access TV, you got the match going beyond the time you missed, and you see, and it's in my face, I do believe I got a shot of it, a table, another table, multiple chairs, a ladder, you got a trash can in the ring. They were already at each other's throats. Are you telling me that you went, and understand, this is freaking pre-recorded. This isn't a Dynamite. This is like a Rampage. Pre-fucking recorded. It's recorded, guys. And you didn't have the fucking common decency. I'm showing the image again. If anybody says, oh, don't get upset, shut the fuck up. That was easily probably 3 to 4 or 5 minutes of commercials I had to watch. And you didn't even have the common courtesy to just continue it from there. Now, if anybody says, well, they couldn't do that because of overruns, then do a fucking overrun for a match that you have not seen for the men in 3 freaking years. And if you're not going to put it on Rebellion, make it mean something. You got Monsters Ball, a very supposedly rare match you do in Impact Wrestling, which they overdid it multiple times over this decade. You got a very rare match that has not been seen for the men, not women. Women have already had it twice in 2 years. Twice. One in 2019, and that was July, I think around July, near August. And then in 2021, in October, a Monsters Ball match, where Kimberly bled. They've had 2 matches in 2 years. The men had not even had 1 match in 3 years. And you're telling me you didn't have the balls to put it onto Rebellion. You decided to put it onto the Impact Zone. And then, instead of taking a couple of weeks to build up into it, you get 1 week of it. And then when you finally do it, and it's good that they gave it more time than Deonna Purrazzo and the Mercedes, I'm about to say Rosemary, you see how angry, Mercedes Martinez, you didn't have the balls to go to the network and say, hey, we need about a 5-minute overrun. 5 minutes. I know that Impact doesn't have great standings. Their ratings are not great. Okay? They are still on a network. If they were only on streaming, it wouldn't make a damn difference. If they streamed only and didn't work with a damn network like Access TV, it wouldn't matter. It's all streaming, And it wouldn't matter if you went overrun because there's nothing in the way. You could be watching it flat out. But they're on a freaking network that cares about ratings that came out in the 90s. Anybody says, why do you care about ratings from 1990s? Well, guess what? The network cares about it. The shareholders care about it. The CEO cares about it. So shut the fuck up. And if you're saying, dude, you really are angry. Hell yeah, I'm angry. This match should have been on Rebellion. We shouldn't have had 5 or 4 minutes cut the fuck out of the damn match just because they probably couldn't get a damn overrun from the damn network. That's bullshit. Yes, PCO was big and over. Yes, he was. And when he won, people were happy about it. And you could see Jonah going like this. He might have either broke his hand, and that kind of goes along with what happened to Dave Chappelle, and that guy who tried to rush him, his arm is like this, you know what I'm saying? His arm is broken, and he's going like this. I bet you that guy is going. I might actually do a video on talking about David Chappelle and that guy rushing him. I might actually do it. Maybe this Friday I might, on a special video, not a gun report. But you cannot. I'm sorry, guys. I know I've been a little mean on this video because I'm pissed off. And you guys know me. Anyone who's seen me for years know I don't try to insult you on purpose. I want you to see what's going on. I don't care if this is AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, GCW, Hog, or NWA. I will tell you what's in front of you. Whether you want to see it or not, if you got colored shades on, like they say, rose-tinted glasses, and the only thing you see is to show that you love, and you don't want to hear nobody say it, as an honest review, I'm going to tell you what's in your face. And what's here is that this match should have never happened on the Impact Zone. Ishii should have never gone up against Jonah. He could have gone up against Macklin, because Macklin should have been in a match where he should have won the X Division title. I'm telling you now, Macklin should have won the X Division title months ago. He never did. So if he wasn't doing that, he should not have been with Jay White, and I think it was Chris Sabin. He should never been there. He should never been in that match, and he should have been in a match with Ishii there. You would still get Ishii over here by doing video packages leading into Under Siege. You could have done that easily, and it wouldn't have hurt Ishii. Doing vid packs of seeing his dominance on New Japan Pro Wrestling would help. But no. You had him job out Jonah on Rebellion, where Jonah should have been having a match with a PCO. He should have had that Monsters Ball match there. They should have made it important, and they didn't. So you screwed over PCO, even though he's over very well. You screwed over a Jonah who really needed something special, and this ain't it. This is bullshit. I'm angry that this happened, and I still love Impact, but this is not right, and I'm saying it to anyone. What they did is not much better than what Tony Khan did when it came to Deonna Purrazzo and Mercedes Martinez. I'm not like everybody else that says, oh, Deonna should have won. It makes no difference. I'm not saying she had to win. We know she had to drop the damn title. What I'm saying, it should have been at Double or Nothing. She could have done vid packs on Impact Wrestling. They show it on AEW TV, and maybe she did a cameo. Came on there. She didn't have to fight nobody. She just had to show up on the show and make it mean something before going into Double or Nothing. They didn't do it. So you had 8 minutes that should have been a lot longer. A 1 minute overrun, and AEW no overrun on Impact Wrestling. This is bullshit. And if anybody said this was done on the app and you could see it in its entirety, it's not the point. Everyone should have seen the damn match. Should have seen it. You didn't have to need the damn app. This was dumb. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.